today's recipe, we're going to be making butter chicken. Butter chicken is an Indian curry made with seasoned chicken that is grilled and is incorporated with a tomato sauce that is spiced with Indian spices and finished with heavy cream and butter. Let's get into it. To marinate the chicken, I'm going to use these chicken thighs, but it has the skin on and we don't want that skin. So to take it off, you're going to want to try and find a part where it's easy to take off. I like to go in the middle. Some chickens are super easy, you can just peel it off, but I like to go with a small knife and just see all these little things. You just want to slowly cut them off. And you don't want to get the chicken, you just want to get the skin. Like this. And now when you get the ending, you want to find, you might have to flip it over, but you want to find here, you can see there's a little chicken ending here. So you're just going to want to cut that off. And see, this is all skin, no chicken. So now you have the chicken and the thigh. So right now, this smaller knife is better for taking the skin off, in my opinion, but I like using a bigger knife to cut into cubes. So I like separating. Normally here there's a joint here. Like this piece is darker and this piece is lighter. So I like to separate them. Then I just, this little piece that is darker is smaller. So I'm gonna cut it into about 3 pieces. And transfer them into a metal bowl. Then for the bigger piece, I'm going to cut it in half and then cut it into cubes. Try and make them as even as possible. And now we are going to repeat the process for the other chicken thigh. So now I've cut all the chicken into cubes. It should look a little bit like this. We're going to move on to the seasoning, but before we do that, if you have the leftover chicken skin, you can fry it in oil or in the air fryer until it becomes crispy. In the air fryer about 5 minutes, more or less, on 200 Celsius or more. It tastes super good, but it's not good for your heart. Now chicken is cut up in cubes. I'm gonna add some full fat Greek yogurt. I'm gonna use enough to make sure the chicken is fully covered. I'm gonna use 3.5 big tablespoons. Now, I'm gonna add some garam masala. Garam masala is an Indian blend of spices. Now we're gonna add that straight onto the yogurt. If you want, you can use a spoon to mix it, but for maximum flavor, you're gonna have to use your hands. So make sure to use clean hands, not dirty hands. And you're gonna want to mix it really well and get all the spices there. You should have a lot of leftover yogurt because the yogurt will make the chicken really well seasoned. Once it's all mixed like this, you're gonna want to clean your hands, and now you're gonna want to cover it and let it marinate in the fridge for half an hour, but for maximum flavor, leave it overnight. To make the curry, we're going to use these ingredients: a marinated chicken, some garam masala, cumin, smoked paprika and salt, some passata, tomato passata, and the trifecta, onions, ginger and garlic. To fry the chicken, right here I have a ripping hot pan with olive oil, and now I'm gonna fry the chicken until they're golden brown on the outside, or about 74 degrees Celsius, or 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's begin. That's what you want to hear. You hear that? That's a perfect sizzle. Not good for my arms though, because my arms, you see my arms, they're all spiky with oil. Okay, so the pan is dripping hot, very hot. And now we're going to let it cook to about golden brown. For the sake of your arms, use a lid. Oi, tia Marilena. Eu vou falar o que eu tô cozinhando hoje. Eu vou mandar mais vídeos, mas esse é um curry indiano. E eu tô cozinhando o frango, depois eu vou tirar. E depois eu vou cozinhar cebola, o tomate com os temperos e adicionar creme de leite e manteiga. E eu vou mostrar o produto final, mas assim como que tá indo. Fica muito bom. Eu tô ansioso pra ver se você acha que vai ficar bom. Chicken out of the pan, and you don't need to you don't need to clean the pan because this will give a small flavor. And be careful to not get the oil too hot because when you put stuff in, it might actually burn on you. So now we're gonna add the ginger, garlic, and onions. They have to be cut really fine. You can use for the garlic a garlic crusher. This is a good type of sizzling, not too much. You want to use it on about low, medium heat, and we're gonna cook this. And when it browns, we're gonna then add our spices and the rest of the ingredients. Once your onions and ginger and garlic are browned enough like this, I'm gonna add in our spices, which are garam masala, cumin, smoked paprika, and salt. Now I'm gonna mix it well like this. You should smell a really strong and delicious smell of curry and garam masala. Now we're going to let this continue to cook on low heat for another 3 to 5 minutes. So you're going to cook it all until it looks like this. And you see this little sponge here? It's really hard to get off. And that's extra flavor. So we're going to add a little dash of water to help release it. Make sure to mix really well. See, that fond is almost completely clean. So now it looks like this. We're going to add in tomato puree. Make sure to scrape it all because we need it all.
How much tomato puree did you put in?
I eyed it, but about 200 grams, 300 grams, I guess. And now we're going to mix it really well. And the sizzling should stop, so that means we're doing it right. Now, we are going to add in our chicken to let it cook. When you poured your chicken, you had all this like olive oil juice. You're not going to add in that juice. If you had all this juice, it means like it was well seasoned and yeah. Now we're going to mix this really well to help incorporate it, and it should look something similar to this. And keep this bowl so then you can put the spoon on so it doesn't get dirty. Now we're gonna cover and let it simmer on low heat for 5-10 minutes. Once it simmers, it should look like this. Now we're going to give it a gentle mix, and we need to measure, see if the chicken is reading 74 degrees or above to make sure we're not eating anything raw. Look at that, 75, we're good to go. So now we're going to add in the final touches, which is some heavy cream. Always give it a good shake. And now, let's check if it's low heat. Should be very low heat, as low as it can go. Then we'll mix it, and then we'll get the famous orange hue. And now that it's been achieved, you can, if you want it more, to add more cream, add more cream. Basically add however much cream you like. I like mine not too strong because it burns my tongue. So a little extra dash. This is the color I'm looking for. Now I'm gonna finalize with a few knobs of unsalted butter. I'm gonna start with 2. And you need to be constantly mixing with no mess until it thickens. It should become a tad bit thicker because the butter will add like a nuttiness and it tastes better. Don't question it, just tastes better. I'm gonna add 1 more and now it's ready to serve once it's melted through. Look at this beautiful plate of butter chicken curry. Let's give it a taste. I'm gonna get a little bit of everything. Let's see if it's really good. That is super good. But this goes super well with the naan, but the naan was too good, we ate it all. Like the nuttiness of the spices go really well with the tiny chunks of onions and then the tomato sauce and then the cream, it all comes together super well. I'm gonna have to go in for more. Yeah, this is by far the best butter chicken recipe I've ever made. Thanks for watching today's recipe. I hope you enjoyed it and you try it. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment which recipe you would like me to make next. Goodbye.